Hello everybody, my name is Misael and welcome once again to another video all about improving English fluency in church, for church. So today we're going to go over the books of the Bible, how to pronounce them. I'm going to repeat some of them. I want to get right into it so you can come back to this. It's going to be at the beginning of the video. So I might repeat a few of them which I thought were a little bit more difficult than the others. I'll start off with the Old Testament. So Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, again Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. Let me do those last 5 again. Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi. That's the Old Testament. New Testament, beginning with the Gospels. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, Jude, Revelations. In the New Testament, I know that a lot of us will sometimes reference the city some of the letters that Paul wrote were sent to. So I just want to make sure you know or are aware of the pronunciation of the cities themselves. So the letter to the Romans, the city of Rome. Corinthians, Corinth. Galatians, Galatia. Philippians, Ephesians, Ephesus. Philippians, Philippi, or Philippi. I've heard a lot, seems to be a common pronunciation. So Philippians, Philippi or Philippi, Colossians, Colossae, and Thessalonians, Thessalonica. So again, Rome, Corinth, Galatia, Ephesus, Philippi or Philippi, Colossae, and Thessalonica. And then you might have noticed that in Spanish, James is the book of Santiago. And in English, there's a difference between Jude, the brother of our Lord Jesus Christ, Jude, and then the man who betrayed Jesus was Judas. In Spanish, they're both Judas, but the difference in Spanish is that you always say Judas Iscariot. Sorry, Judas Iscariot. But in English, you just have to say Judas because the book of the Bible is Jude. And then Revelations, it's not Apocalypse. I know that in Spanish it's Apocalipsis. And then on that note, Saul was the king of Israel, and Saul is also the Apostle Paul. So I know that in Spanish it's Saul and Saulo, but in English it's Saul for both. And also 2 additional names I wanted to mention because they're used commonly, in my opinion, or they come up a lot, is Levi, the tribe of Levi. So the Levites. And a difficult one in Spanish, Nabucodonosor. In English, Nebuchadnezzar. And on that, I also wanted to bring up the fact that a lot of these names, because they're the name of the book of the Bible, they've been Americanized, which I don't think is a real word, but it essentially means that in Hebrew, the vowels make similar sounds to the sounds they make in Spanish. In English, they're called the short vowel sounds. So A, E, I in the Bible are pronounced normally as A, E, and I. So A as in cat or America, or E as in Genesis or let, and I as in sit, or the yes in Spanish, which is si, I. So I or I, and then the long vowels are easier to remember because you just remember the book of the Bible. O, Job. So it's not job, it's Job. And U as in Ruth, U. So there's a lot of resources, better resources, and teachers on the internet that you can find than myself. But I just wanted to let you know that, for example, David, if you come across a name that you haven't read before in English, or the name of a city, names that are just that you've never read or heard before, your safest bet is to go by the A, E, I, O, U sounds. So even if you're reading in English, like David is a common one that we all say David, but if you're reading it for the first time, David would be the best way to pronounce it. It's just kind of your safe bet when you're reading names or cities or places in the Bible that you don't know how to pronounce. Go with A, E, I, O, U. That'll get you through most of them. The books of the Bible, they've been Americanized, but even if you say them differently with the A, E, I, O, U rule, then people might not get it the first time, but it's not wrong if you pronounce it that way. It's just not common anymore. So those are the books of the Bible. If you have any questions, if I mispronounced anything, let me know. This video was requested a few times, and so I wanted to do some research before I got to it, and I found a lot of resources online. There's a lot of things for pronouncing online that you could also find, and I think that's it. So hope this video helped. Till next time, God bless you.